Now, Thomas the Tank Engine celebrates its 65th anniversary this year, and a special collector's edition book featuring previously unseen artwork has been published to celebrate the occasion.
Yes, the Reverend W. Awdry created the character to entertain his young son when he was ill with measles. And Christopher Awdry joins us now, fully recovered, alongside his sister Hilary. We're going to talk to you in just a moment. Let's just quickly ask, before we have a look at Thomas, how old were you? 2 and suffering measles? And Dad would sit next to you and do what?
Well, I don't remember, but yes, I was 2.5 and prostrate, I suppose, itching and goodness knows what, so I don't actually remember very much about it.
No, but you were pretty miserable, and he invented a series of characters to cheer you up.
That's right.
But you don't remember being told those stories?
No, well, you know, one doesn't at 2.5, really.
No. Oh, and then eventually he wrote them down, and they have become the phenomenon. This today, Thomas the Tank Engine. Here's Thomas in the new television series.
Children cheered and passengers waved as Thomas chuffed by. Everyone wanted to see the Lion of Sodor. And everyone wanted Thomas to stop.
I can't stop now. I mustn't be late. The mail will be at Knapford and he won't wait.
And Thomas whooshed on his way. Thomas puffed proudly into Knapford Station. The mayor had just arrived. He was delighted to see the new Lion of Sodor. The statue shone and sparkled in the sun.
Well done, Thomas. This is the finest statue I've ever seen.
And the cleanest.
Everyone cheered, and Thomas smiled from footplate to fender.
Yes, Christopher and Hilary watching that with us. Hilary, do you think your dad had any idea, I mean, it sounds a silly question in a way, but what he was creating, that it would have this kind of longevity, 65 years on?
No, he absolutely didn't. In fact, even when he was near the end of his life, he was still surprised that they were selling so well.
Because when did he die?
1997.
OK, so he was aware by then of the phenomenon that was Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yes, but he just was amazed by it because it took him by surprise, really.
Completely, yes. I mean, we all appreciated what the situation was, and I'm sure he did too, but nevertheless, the fact that the story he'd created, 50 years ago then, would be worldwide, simply didn't register, I don't think. No. Not greatly, anyway.
So now celebrating its 65th anniversary, and I know, Hilary, you have brought in the very first story that your father actually wrote down from those stories that he made up to tell you children to cheer you up. Absolutely extraordinary to see it. And if you just, I don't know if you can open up that little...
Shall I hold it up so people can have a little look?
Let's hold that down. And if we can show you the illustrations, if you remember that animation that you just saw, and have a look at the illustrations here, in the very first... Where am I holding it? Over here. I mean, is Thomas still recognisable?
Well, Thomas isn't actually in that picture, but
the trains
not
themselves.
Really. I mean, yes and no. The blue colour and the approximate shape are the same as he originally envisaged, but the figure you're holding, Charlie, the picture you're holding,
this
was
one here.
that would have been one of the first pictures of Thomas.
Yeah, here we go. So here's one of the first times that Thomas was ever committed to paper. I mean, it has become a phenomenon, and children all over the country, all over the world, love Thomas now. Are you pleased about the fact that it has turned into such an extraordinary thing?
Well, yes. I mean, it's given me a livelihood, apart from anything else. But yes, I think we are.
I'm pleased for Dad, yes, very, very proud of him.
Yeah.
I mean, his epitaph, which he wrote before he died, said it all, really. He helped people to see God in the ordinary things of life, and he made children laugh. And that was what he did. He made
that's
children
interesting
laugh.
you say that, because I wonder if that... I mean, that's not the message... There's not a religious message in Thomas now, is there? But was that your father's original intention?
He was always a priest first and a storyteller second. And each story, some engine will get into trouble, but by the end of the story, they've done something good, and they've proved themselves to be a useful engine again, so they're welcome back into the engine
They're
shed.
morality tales.
I was trying to think back about how I remember the story when I was little, and I tell you one of the things that I recall thinking at the time was I was a little bit scared of some of the trucks. And the tractors, there were tractors that had faces that I found a little bit frightening. That were, I mean, some of the engines were kind of friendly characters, weren't they? And some of them were a bit. Were they designed that way? Is that how your dad envisaged it?
I don't think so, really. I think the trucks were supposed to be mischievous more than anything else.
Yes.
The figure that seems to have spooked a lot of young children is the one you have on the screen at the moment, actually. Henry bricked up in the tunnel.
Ah, because he'd misbehaved.
Well, yes, that's right.
And was bricked up for by way of a punishment.
He wouldn't come out in the rain, basically.
When you say it spooked kids, you mean have you had chats with children who've said that they...
Well, you know, you hear stories of children seeing Doctor Who and hiding behind the settee. And I think our producer, son, had much the same sort of reaction when he saw that picture.
It's a claustrophobia thing.
He's not the only one by a long way.